Book of Shadows YouTube channel, and today's video is titled Reclaiming the Earth. And I know that sounds pretty intense, like some sort of kind of crusade thing going on. In truth, it's sort of is like that. I mean, it's not a violent process though that we're going to be talking about, but we as human beings on Earth have to start to begin to understand ourselves, and as basically as inheritors, as having received an inheritance, and that inheritance is the earth. We have inherited the earth by being born onto it, and we need to understand ourselves as basically as stewards or as protectors of this earth, of this plane of existence that we're on right now. And I say plane of existence that we're on right now because there are other planes of existence. There are other higher fields of consciousness, and we can attain to them. We can tune into those vibrations, but truth is we need the earth, and we need to be grounded in her wisdom in order to do that, to attain higher consciousness. You know, good luck reaching the fifth dimension when you're in a subway station, you know. So in these meditative states that you can get into, where you can tune into these vibrations, you realize that we are always in this harmony. We're in a relationship with nature. We're always in a relationship with the earth. It's a catch and release. It's a call and an answer. And we realize that our minds are nature. You know, what's happening to her, what's happening to our earth is happening to us. And I've in previous videos I've said this, there is no separation. Everything is a part of one unified field. Although in this reality, in this third dimension, things appear separate, divided. And that's the illusion. So, we have to recognize that if this is our inheritance, if this is the gift we've been given, this planet, then we also have to recognize a failure at a massive level to protect it, to nurture it, to help heal and uplift. I don't really see a lot of that going on these days, you know. In our ignorance and in our haste to reproduce, because that is the ultimate gift, is to be a parent, to create life. I'm not a parent myself, but you can ask anyone who has become a parent, and they'll tell you, like, as soon as you see that baby, your child, like everything just like, they say everything just makes sense, and you feel like your purpose has been fulfilled. And that's beautiful. And I'm not trying to take anything away from that. But like I said, everything is connected. So what kind of world are we bringing children into? Because truthfully, like I said, our minds are nature. So nature has suffered so much damage So our souls, us, have suffered a lot of damage. And the overall health and well-being of this planet is going to determine the overall health and well-being of our minds, our bodies, and our spirit. And I think going even further, I think there's a link. I think there's a link between certain psychological and psychiatric conditions that we see that, a lot of, modern science really doesn't have an explanation for. Well, I think you can really look to the destruction in the disregard for the natural world as having produced these sort of disorders and symptoms. Because like I said, people are damaged. Souls, psyches are damaged in this world because of what has happened to the earth, to our mother, to ourselves. And this is the great mystery of the parents, because we created this life, and we can see the harvest that we have reaped through the seeds we have sown. So what kind of seeds are we sowing? And I know this is sort of an indictment of previous generations because, like I said, there's been a massive failure in regards to honoring and protecting that which is ours. The earth, which is also the feminine aspect of our creation. And so the guilt and the blame for this destruction is in the hands of man, because most men don't acknowledge, honor, or respect the feminine aspect. And there's a great danger in doing that, in disrespecting life. Because man is a spirit. And now, in the spiritual realm, there's darkness, there's evils, there's bad spirits because of our ignorance. So we have to acknowledge the darkness. We have to acknowledge things have gone on. Bad things that cannot go on any longer. We have a planet to protect. We have a nature to protect. We have children here. Whatever we don't figure out, whatever we don't solve ourselves, whatever problems we don't counteract, we leave it to our children and they inherit them. We've all experienced that in our lives. I guarantee it. We all experience things, problems with our parents. I mean, that's pretty universal. And we see why. And so what can we do to reclaim this inheritance and to begin to ground ourselves and gain balance in nature? Because that's the solution. It's really, honestly, it's a very complicated problem that we face in today's world, and it's a pretty damn simple solution. Spending time in nature, ground yourself in her wisdom. This is the divine feminine. This is a beautiful and resplendent energy that pervades the earth. But it's an energy that has been desecrated, destroyed, disregarded, disrespected, manipulated, raped by the world of mankind. Yet her love and her light remains. It can still be felt. It remains in spaces where the Earth's energies are safe and protected. And we all recognize the importance of protecting wildlife in the ecosystem, but we might not understand the benefits of doing so until we really start doing such things ourselves. Because, make no mistake, the Earth is alive, sentient and intelligent. It's a being. If you begin to take care of her, she will take care of you. If you disrespect her, if you disregard her wisdom, she will curse you. And to some degree, we've all been cursed. And I talk about, on the website, there's an article about building a bridge is something you can do in your space, somewhere near your home, in a natural setting, a space that's in nature, and you can begin to create a protected space for yourself to get into contact with the divine, with the feminine. I live on a pretty busy street, but right across the street there's like a dirt parking lot where we park our cars, and then there's some wildlife. There's the train tracks that run through, but on the other side of those train tracks there's some land. There's a piece of land, there's some trees, there's some bushes where birds live, and there's squirrels. And when we first moved in, it was covered in trash. And I was like, well, that's no surprise. But I started cleaning up the trash and trying to help heal the ecosystem. And now there's no trash. It's a little oasis now that I carved out for myself. I go out there every morning to meditate. I go out there 2-3 times a day to meditate, if I can. I'll play my flute. I'll get into contact with the birds, with the sky, with just the beauty of creation. That's something everyone can do. I hope everyone experiences that. It's pure bliss. We heal ourselves when we heal nature. And we begin to understand ourselves as expansive beings of light. And this light is our spirit. And the earth is like the darkness, because our spirits belong to the earth, and she knows everything that we've done, everything that's happened. And there exists in this world a war between these two forces of spirit and matter, of light and darkness, because of, like I have said, the destruction that has gone on. Light is an aggressive force. It's a creative force. And we can see that this light has acted out crimes on the earth. So the war and the conflicts that we see in this world are because of this great imbalance. And the spiritual conflict is the root of all the other conflicts. So if we bring ourselves into balance, into a holistic, grounded state of being, then we can start to heal this massive wound, to end the war, and to evolve our consciousness towards greater potentials. So like I said, the answer is simple. The answer is nature, an awareness of the natural state of things, a willingness to ground yourself in the roots of the earth, even though they've been darkened by the presence of mankind. And so for men, we have to learn how to be more gentle, to be more loving, and to be kind, and to respect the divinity of the feminine aspect. We have to have a willingness to nurture this aspect, as we know it's been severely wounded. And women need to reclaim their power, because make no mistake, women are the most powerful beings on this planet. It seems like men, but truly, from the natural perspective, a woman there's nothing more powerful. When she's awake, when she's not under the cosh of male-minded manipulation and exploitation, her body is nature itself. The great damage we've talked about is what's happened to her body and to her womb. So to reclaim authority over that is her power. We are the creators. We are the parents. This planet really does belong to us. We won't be here forever, but what we leave behind is important. And what's been left behind to us is a mess. So we need to start cleaning it up. You know, the planet's been stolen from us by corrupt forces. And we can certainly do our part to reclaim our share of the inheritance. And with our gifts and our creative abilities that we're not using properly, we can begin to heal this great mother and to ascend her and ourselves towards higher heights. I got a little choked up there. I was something in my throat. But yes, to ascend the earth, to ascend ourselves towards higher vibrations. Because we can take command, we can take charge of the ship which has been run aground. But it's going to take strength, and it's going to take a willingness to care and to love and respect. And that's not easy. And you don't really see a lot of that in today's world, but we can be the difference when we start to give a shit. So, please, give a shit. Thank you, and we'll be back.